Hey everybody, Dan here. Welcome back to the channel. Last time I checked in with you guys, I said I was getting ready to work on this window delivery here, and I was gonna get it off the frame, get it up on the rotisserie, so I could do a little bit of work underneath. And I did get that done. Got the frame out, got the rear end out and tore apart. I got to tear apart the front suspension yet. I got all that brand new, so I can get the frame off to the blasters. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do it here, or if I'm just gonna send it out and have it done. But let's take the camera off the tripod here and I'll show you what I've gotten done so far, and I'll give you a look at this thing on the rotisserie and show you what the bottom side looks like. Alright, so here's the chassis. So, like I said, I got the rear end out, tore it down, getting ready to sandblast the housing. Ended up being a 355 posi. I've got a ton of them sitting around here, so I think I'm going to stick a 336 in this because I'm going to have a turbo 350 in it. So that should be a pretty decent geared rear end for this thing. So here's the body up on the rotisserie. So now that I've got it up on the sign, I can see that I have a pretty good sized dent in the roof right here. And man, I'm not looking forward to sanding that roof because doesn't that thing look long? Let's go around the front here. So anyway, here's the bottom side. Actually not too bad. Like I said, I mostly got this pan changed. I started trimming out for that one, and I got another trans hump here that I'm going to weld in, so I didn't finish the seam up yet. But really, it's not too bad under here either. That's the worst part, obviously, right there, that lower quarter and inner rocker section. But got a little bit of rust here I got to take care of. I'll just patch a piece into there, little pinholes here and there. And of course, I spent the last couple hours trying to get these two broken bolts out for the body mounts, but I'm sure you guys have been there too. But I'm pretty impressed with how solid this is underneath. So this inner brace is real good. I'm going to have to patch a piece in there in the inner rocker. Probably a little bit up here in this corner, but I have that side. I did have to order this side. I thought I had it, but I had the other side. But what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to take a section of that. I'm not going to replace the whole thing because I don't want to have to tear apart any of this in here. This brace is bad. You know, luckily I had another one here, so I'm going to replace that, and I'm probably going to replace this chunk up here, obviously. But anyway, I think today what we're going to do is we're going to work on changing the end of that piece. So I think we'll get after that, and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, so I have this whole area, all the old inner rocker all trimmed out now, and I've got my piece cut out of the full inner rocker that I had bought. So now all I have to do is I'm going to trim it a little bit more, and we'll see if we can't get this thing to fit in here right. Alright, so I got the old section of the inner rocker all cleared out and all the spot welds out. Now all I gotta do is I'm gonna grind off that little bit of flat or the surface rust there, so I got a good good clean metal to weld this to, so I did cut this down. So I got a little bit of fitting to do, but it does actually fit in pretty well. I say once I get that trimmed out a little bit more, I'll be able to weld that in, and you should be able to never really notice. You might, you know, if you look real close, you might see something, but for me it'll work. So let's see if we can't get this cleaned up and tacked in. We'll see how it looks. Alright, it's all sitting in place where it's supposed to be, so I'm gonna put my tack welds in and call it good. So I took like an 1/8 inch drill bit and drilled holes all along where the spot welds would have been from the factory. Obviously I don't have a spot welder, so this will have to do. Let's weld them up, we'll see how it goes. Okay, it's all welded in. or I should say tacked in. So just gotta finish up some welds. And like I say, I'm gonna replace this one, replace this section up here. I'll reuse this. Well, it's already looking better. I do gotta fix this. I didn't notice this after the fact. I got a little hole there. I patched up the side a little bit, and I'm probably just gonna patch this up. I do have a whole complete brace, but I don't think I want to take it that far. I could cut the end off of it and use that, but I think instead I'll just probably fix this up. I might buy an end, but those are like, I think like 80 bucks or something, but I think I could probably fix that for cheaper than that. So now that I have this in, I'll be able to roll the car up on its side again and start putting that lower partial on. Alright, so there it is, flipped up. So inner rocker looks good from this side. So now I just got to slice the bottom of that quarter off. Like I say, I think I'm only going to cut it about here. And use the bottom of that. Start getting that tacked in. I got to fix a little bit of the rocker there. I got a slipped rocker up in the rafters that it's been sitting there for a while, so I think I'm just going to take a chunk out of that and replace that section. So that's probably what I'll be working on in the next video here in the next few days. Hopefully tomorrow I can get out here and start trimming that out at least, and trim that up, make it fit. I did also get a chance to get out here today. This is actually the day after working on that inner rocker. I didn't film any of this because it's pretty straightforward, but I did actually finally get a chance to get all the rest of the suspension off in the front. So now I just got to pull off the original front mounts, and I'll pull off the side mount kit I put on there before I decided I was going to take it off the frame. And I think I am going to send this out to the blaster, so I'm going to get hold of them this week and see if I can get that down there as long as it's not raining. But something was definitely living in that. I don't know if you can see them, but those look like a machine gun when I ran air through this thing. All of them coming out of the side holes in the frame. So this car actually came from Texas originally, so the inside of this thing was packed full of like real fine silt. I'm assuming it came from the desert because the underside of it's not rotting out at all. The only thing I can think of is it was in a real dry climate and got full and just lived there, but it kind of turned like to concrete. I don't know if you can see in here or not. But I started chipping away at some of that, but it is thick, hard stuff. So I think before I send this out to be blasted, I think I'm going to stand it up on end and run the garden hose through it and see if it'll soften some of it up. So we'll get it out of there one way or another. Hi guys, so today instead of showing you an accessory, I thought I'd show you the difference of a couple parts here. So you guys will probably recognize these. They're the upper liftgate hinge covers for station wagons. Not Nomads, but regular wagons. But there is one big difference between these. See this one? That's your standard wagon, all 4-door, 2-door, but it's metal. So the difference here is this fits everything other than Nomad, sedan delivery, and 9-passenger wagon. Metal. For some reason, on a 9-passenger wagon, GM decided that they were going to make them out of plastic. Real thin plastic. As far as I know, the only other Tri-Five part that GM made out of plastic like this is the corner pieces for the window delivery that blends the sedan delivery moldings to the regular wagon moldings. So why they did this, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is maybe they thought they were saving weight by having that extra seatway in the back. But obviously that's not going to make much of a difference. So, but that's just one of the oddball parts that I find interesting. So anyways guys, that's it for me for today. I'll be back this week because I'm going to get out here and work on that quarter panel like I told you. So I appreciate you tuning in. Sorry it's been so long. I'm really trying to get these out more often. If you enjoy the channel, like and subscribe, leave a comment. And one other thing I was kind of curious about is where are you guys all from? So if you drop in the comments where you're watching from, I'd appreciate it. And I just kind of find it interesting to see how far these videos are getting. So thanks guys, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.